amazing. 3 times in John chapter number 1 and verse number 1, John declared that Jesus was the Word. Capital W-O-R-D. Now, you know what a word does, don't you? A word reveals the thought of a person by speaking the thought. A thought, in order to be adequately conveyed, must be manifested by a word. And therefore, by calling Jesus the Word, capital W-O-R-D, here in the text, John was simply saying that Jesus is the great revealer as well as the spokesman of God Himself. Christ, manifested in the flesh, is simply the revelation of God's mind to mankind. And that's why the Bible teaches us in Hebrews chapter 1 and verse 2 that God hath in these last days spoken unto us by His Son, whom He hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also He made the worlds. Jesus is the Word. Jesus is the revelation of the mind of a thrice holy God in heaven to you and to me. And frankly put, there is no other way. There is no other way to heaven. Can I sum up everything I just said by making one final statement? I don't know that I could put it any plainer. I want to be just as plain as I can possibly be. There are not many ways to heaven. There's only one way. And it is through and by the one that said in John chapter 14 and verse number 6, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man, that's what Jesus said. That's what the Word said. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. And so my question then to you, my question to you this morning isn't, are you a good person? Because I have no doubt in my mind you would not be here today if you were not a good person. No, that's not what I'm wondering this morning. I'm not even going to ask you, are you a member of a good church? I'm not going to ask you, have you followed the Lord in believers? I'm not going to ask you that. Oh, listen, I think church membership is vitally important. I believe that scriptural baptism by immersion, is vitally important. But I don't do those things to be saved. I do those things because I have been saved. The only question I have for you this morning is this. Do you know the Christ of Christmas? Do you know Jesus? Does He live in your heart in the person of the sweet Holy Spirit of God? Because if He doesn't, I want you to know He sent me here to tell you that He longs to. He wants to. He desires to. So much, in fact, that He left the portals of glory and was born that first Christmas morning. But listen, Jesus did not stay in that manger. Oh no, the baby in the manger grew up and He lived 33 and a half years. And He walked up a hill called Calvary. And there He laid His life down on a cruel, rugged cross and shed every drop of His precious, powerful, personal blood so that not a one of us in this building would have to die in our sin and go to hell. But that through Him we could have a life and have it more abundantly. Have you accepted the gift of the Christ of Christmas? You've listened so well. Would you bow your head with me? Our heads are bowed.